Hey guys, and welcome back to the Untitled channel. And this is your player ratings video of Watford 1, Chelsea 2. Obviously, this is coming out the next day after the game, people. When it comes to nighttime games, my internet just moves mad, and I can't seem to release both the videos on the same day. So it looks like the player ratings always has to go out on the next day after the game. The review has to come out, obviously, straight after the game. So look, it was not a good performance, but the boys fought through it, and that's what really got us the win today. Having to get stuck in, put the grit, have some determination about us today. Some players had that in them, some didn't, and we'll get into it right now. So obviously Mendy in goal. Really good performance from Mendy today. When he needed to make a save, he did, from the headers of their defenders. Cross came in. I think Dennis had a header. He saved it. Really good on the ball today, despite Watford's pressing actually being really good. And yeah, fair play to him. Standard stuff. He gets an 8, and I love the song that the Chelsea fans have made for him. I just saw it on my phone right now on Instagram. Wow, like great song. If you know that song of Samina Mina Aka Aka you know that, like, they relate that with Mendy, like, so like that's really good of the fans. So fair play. He gets an 8 for me, and then obviously a back three. Antonio Rudiger, look, at the end of the day, yeah, not his greatest performance. But again, I don't think it's just down to him. I felt like the reason why at times it was down to him is because, let's say, one-on-one, he got bun up, twisted up, and he had to make a foul. But then at times, he'd also deal with the situation one-on-one and block a pass and intercept. Win his ground duels as well. So from that perspective, really good. But at the same time, it's not his fault for not being as good today, because he was left out to dry today. Watford just kept on targeting, that left-hand side. And considering Pulisic isn't the greatest at tracking back, and considering Alonso is just horrible, horrible. I'll get to him though. I will get to him. But Rudiger was just left out there to dry, hang out to dry in a way today. So for his standards, it wasn't his greatest performance. So for that reason, I'll give him a 6.5 for today, Antonio Rudiger. I'll give him that. Um, no, I'll give him a 7 because he was resolute in the end. And I feel like he did more good things than bad, despite being left out to dry, in my opinion. So actually, I'll give him a 7. Andreas Christensen returned back to the team. I thought he played well, to be honest. Considering why he's been dropped because of the contract situation and all of that shebang and stuff. And yeah, it's just ridiculous. The fact that he's sort of taking the piss with that contract situation. You agree to a 5-year deal. Okay, you change your mind to a 3-year deal and you still haven't signed it. So it's like, come on. And that's why he got dropped, people. So, but he needed to play today. We needed to rotate. And considering the injuries we currently have, and considering Thiago Silva's 36, he definitely needed to come in today. And I thought he'd done his job today. I thought he was all right today. He done what he had to do. Again, he was resolute. He was resilient, like Rudiger, like Chalobah before he went off, like Thiago Silva when he came on. So yeah, fair play to him. He gets a 7. Trevor Chalobah also will get a 7.5. I thought he played really well today. Good on the ball and stuff like that. Again, considering those three had to deal with a lot today, plus Thiago Silva when they came on, considering the midfield was awful, considering the wing backs, especially the left-hand side was just awful as well. Like, they had a lot of their hands today, and I feel like they all handled it enough. They did enough to not let Watford get another goal in the game. So yeah, fair play. Really, really sad for him that he had to come off with that hamstring injury. That's at least 2, 3, 4. I don't know how long, because Covers suffered a hamstring injury, and it looks like it was a very severe one. It wasn't one of those ones where it takes 2 weeks out. It's probably him out for 6 weeks. I think he's been out for nearly a month now, Cover. So yeah, I don't know how long it's going to be with Trevor. It's definitely going to be a couple weeks, but that could probably end his year, to be honest. Could be a couple weeks out, and it could be the rest of his 2021 done. So, yeah, who knows? But 7.5. Move on to the wing backs now. Alonso, fam. This guy's finished. He's finished. He's finished. Like I said in my last video, Man United game, this is not 16-17 anymore. This isn't Alonso 16-17 anymore, okay? He's just not mobile enough, he's not quick enough, and he's defensively not good enough, okay? Doesn't have enough pace to recover, and he left Rudiger out there to dry today, okay? Once again, killing every attack except for 2, in which they both led to goals. So the only credit I'm giving Alonso today is his contribution to the 2 goals, because and also I'll give Rudiger credit for that as well, because both goals started with Rudiger chipping the ball to Alonso. Alonso, in the first one, takes a touch, passes it to Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz gives it to Mason Mount. And in the second one, Alonso heads it onto Mason Mount, and Mason Mount crosses it into Hakim Ziyech. It was like the goals, the 2 goals were literally the exact same, but in different ways, if you know what I mean. Just go look at them and you'll see in it. You must have anyway. But that's the only bit of credit I'm giving Alonso today. Other than that, absolutely shocking, mate. So I'm gonna give him a 3 for today. Honestly, like, he was so bad. Like, I'm not gonna let his contribution into those 2 goals, change my mind about him. Like I said, defensively he wasn't good enough. Going forward, he wasn't good enough. He couldn't keep the ball. Okay, he wasn't helping Pulisic out there at all. Like, he was literally leaving Pulisic out there to dry in attack, and he was leaving Rudiger out there to dry in defense. You just left them both exposed, and you didn't help them enough. You're useless, and you're finished. You're not quick. You're not mobile. You can't recover. It seems to me that you just leave yourself exposed. And all game they kept on targeting down your side every single time, and they kept on putting crosses in after crosses in after crosses in. It was frustrating, man. So yeah, Alonso gets a 3 today for me. He was worse than Man United for me. We move on now to the other wing back, Aspe Liquetta. I thought it was okay from him today. He didn't get forward as much as I would have liked him to, but that's because we were pinned back. That's because at one point, Watford just kept on having more possession than us. Do you know what I'm saying? And plus, we were losing the midfield in attack and in the midfield. So he had to do more defending and attacking, and they didn't target his side. And every time they did, he dealt with it really well. So I've got to give Aspe Liquetta credit. He did play well. He done what he had to do. And the fact that he went off tells me that he is going to play on the weekend. I think, in my opinion, the fact that he's gone off, he went off round the 70th minute, something like that. Yeah, I think he's going to play on the weekend against West Ham, whether that's at centre back or whether that's at wing back. So we'll see what's to come. So yeah, he gets a 7.5 for me. Move on to the midfielders. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he gets a 5 today. Average performance. It's one of those ones that in the first half I would have given him like a 2, a 1 maybe, but in the second half I definitely would have given him like a 7, because I thought there were 2 different halves from him. I felt like in the first half, absolutely shocking. He just kept on giving the ball away. He had no press resistance about him. He wasn't doing what he normally does, which is shrugging off players on the ball, twisting and turning up players, sort of getting away from them, rolling the ball, letting the ball roll, and then going, I'm seeing, and starting off our attacks, He didn't really change the pace of the game like he normally does when he plays well. So yeah, and it was his fault for the goal as well on top of that. So yeah, if Kante's not fit, I would still play him in the weekend. And yeah, I just feel like he's much better with a Jorginho and the covers than the Kantes. And yeah, I felt like at times, despite being not good today, it did feel like at times he had to carry that midfield, because it felt like we was playing with 10 men. And the reason why I say that is because of the man next to him, Saul. Worst player on the pitch today. I gave Alonso a 3. You wonder what I'm going to give this guy? He gets a 2. Like, the decline, I tweeted it earlier, like, the decline of this man is actually outrageous. It's actually mad. Like, which footballer declines this quickly? The only footballers that decline this quickly at this age are footballers that normally are injury prone. You look at Jack Wilshere. The reason why Jack Wilshere's finished, despite being only 29 years old, yeah, is because of his injuries. It's not like Saul had injuries. This guy 4 or 5 years ago was a star boy. He was a star boy at Atletico Madrid. He just signed a 9-year contract. You think to yourself, he's going to be a club legend. He's going to be the captain of the team at one point. He was Simeone's go-to man. And then all of a sudden, he declines. And I just don't think he suits the Premier League. He's a player that needs time on the ball to pick out his passes, for then his brain to clock on to what's going on. Like I said, I just feel like compared to Kante and Jorginho, the Fabregases of this world, like when they actually receive the ball or when they're about to, it always feels like they know what they're going to do with it beforehand. I don't think Saul does. He receives it and he panics and either plays a simple pass or he loses the ball. In fact, he couldn't even play a simple pass at times. A simple 5-yard pass, and he literally passed it to a Watford player. Playing hospital balls that kept on exposing us time after time after time again. I don't get it. I just don't think his style suits the Premier League because he's not quick enough. It seems to me that he doesn't know what to do when he's on the ball. And the fact that he's had 2 Premier League starts now and he's been hooked off in both. And the fact that Ruben has gone ahead of him in the pecking order, considering people at the start of the season saying, yeah, Ruben's got to go. Nah, mate. At this point, I'm like, send him back on loan and bring back Billy Gilmore. At this point, 100%. Because we need somebody similar to Jorginho. And then I'd still get Tchouameni from Monaco. It looks like we're the favourites. He's similar to Kante. You know what I'm saying? So bring back Gilmore, get Tchouameni in, and yeah, let's just see in it what happens. But yeah, I'd send him back. He gets a 2 today. We're moving to the front three. Pulisic real quick. I'm gonna give him a 6 today. Look, at the end of the day, yeah, he was left out. He was hung out to dry today in attack. I think the one thing I was annoyed about was he didn't play the pass earlier for Kai Havertz to score when we scored the second goal. I feel like if he had played that pass earlier, Kai would have been onside, obviously. It would have been 2-0. And you know what? Maybe Watford wouldn't be as good, and maybe this game takes a total different direction and we play completely differently. Do you understand? So, yeah, other than that, I felt sorry for him today. It's sort of like a free hit for him because I felt like he just didn't have the opportunity today to link up with whoever was down that left-hand side with him. It seems to me, no wonder Hudson-Odoi struggled in the Man United game, but because of Alonso. Today, Pulisic barely could do anything. Why? Because of Alonso. He went to right wing back and he done a job defensively, and going forward he done a job as well. I felt like some of his decision making in the final third though could have been a lot better. He was through once and I wanted him to shoot with his left foot. He didn't. He tried to cut inside. He was already blocked off, and yeah, he messed up there. There was another one from right wing back where he had the opportunity to shoot. He didn't. He hesitated again. And like I said, with the pass to Kai Havertz, he took too long to pass that. So in terms of some of his decisions in the final third today, it wasn't good enough. So it is what it is. He gets a 6. Kai Havertz, he fought today. There was a side of Kai Havertz today that I saw in him that I've never seen before, if you know what I mean. Today he had a fight today. Like he was up for it. And he knew that he had to really get physical with these guys, get in there, 50-50 challenges, 1v1s, aerial duels, all of that stuff. Like, he really had to shrug off man today, innit? He had to get real physical. Like, he had to get stuck in, like proper stuck in, like Mason Mount did. Like, they both really got stuck in, and he got the assist for the goal. And he's probably up there with man of the match alongside Mason Mount, but I'm probably gonna give it to Mason, to be fair. But yeah, Kai Havertz gets an 8, fam, and that's a side of him I want to see more of. Sometimes I feel like Kai Havertz may be a soft guy, but today he didn't show he was soft. Today he showed he was strong. Today he had the mentality to never give up and keep going. And he showed some of his techie stuff as well, going past players, looking confident. He was holding up the ball. At times he was linking up the play, dribbling past players. Really good from Kai Havertz. Gets an 8. And Mason Mount gets a 9. Goal, assist, worked hard. When he needed to track back, he had to play in the 6 today because of injuries. And he really done a good job there. And like I said, goal, assist. That's what we want from Mason Mount. Really good performance from him as well. Got stuck in when he needed to. He was up for the fight as well. Unlike Saul, for example, just wasn't up for the fight, Saul. But Mason Mount was, and yeah, that's enough for me. And proud of him and Havertz and some of the players today. So he gets a 9. Ziyech gets an 8. Scored the winning goal. 5 goals and assists in 5 games. Fair play to him. He's really in good form, and people need to acknowledge that at the end of the day. Lukaku came on, didn't really do anything. Standard 5. And who else came on? I keep forgetting who else came on, Ziyech came on, Lukaku came on. Who else came on, people? Can you remember? I can't remember. If I do remember, I will comment down below his player rating. So, yeah. And Thomas Tuchel, he had no choice with the lineup. He made the right substitutions at the right time as well. So, yeah, I can't really blame him for much today. So, yeah, I will give him a 7, standard. So, yeah, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please like, comment, subscribe, turn those post notifications, follow my social media down below. As I'm saying this, I'm really trying to remember who came on, but I can't seem to remember. So, it is. Oh, Thiago Silva came on. He gets a 7 because he really defended well. and etc. etc. But yeah, I'll see you lot whenever I see you lot. Peace.